Alright, all you Chris Farley fans, a new challenge has been put up by xltoffroadbear. He's in my subscriptions, so you might want to check out his channel. So he's got interesting info on vehicles. So his challenge was show me your vans. So here we are. I'm going to get this big one out of the way. I think a lot of people in the West might not even know what this is. It's a Toyota Sienta. It's the latest generation. And this is a 1/30th scale. I think it's a dealership model. There's no branding on it. It just says Toyota official licensed product, 1/30th scale. Now, I don't collect big models, and you might also ask why I would collect probably one of the ugliest cars designed in a long time. I own this car. This is the car I drive. I have a white version, though. I don't have this crazy yellow one. So it is a minivan. These two rear doors do slide back and like a real van. So I very often remove the rear seats entirely, and I can actually fit a full-size bicycle in there. So I take it to the bike track. So let's see, for this random dealer model though, it actually has a lot of cool details. The rubbery mirrors, so it's nice to see those. And then you'll see this interior, although hold on, my light is set too high. Let's go with 15 lumens. We have some brown seats. This one has the shifter on the dashboard, and then an electronic system. The steering wheel itself has a Toyota logo molded in. Nothing in the instrument cluster, it seems. And then we have tinted rear windows and some basic back seats there. Very shiny, actually. And then this actually has 3 rows of seats, by the way. I'm not sure if you can see them, though. It's so tinted, so let me increase the brightness. No, I guess you can. Well, sorry, I can't do a better job. There you go, they're the headrests. So that 3rd row of seats can actually fold down underneath the 2nd row of seats. And the 2nd row of seats can actually fold upwards against the back of the front seats. And these 3rd row seats you can actually, well, anyways, it's a really practical vehicle. It's very small. To my understanding, it might be actually based off the Toyota Corolla or the Altis platform, but obviously it's a lot taller. So yeah, it's very ugly, but I don't care about looks anymore. You know, so it's just all about practicality, and I just want something that can get a bicycle around without getting stolen. So that's what this thing is all about. Okay, I think it's powered by a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder from the Corolla as well. Alright, so let's get that, we got that giant one out of the way, and now we're talking a little bit more the scale that I think most of you guys are interested in, although the cartoon ones maybe not. So let's start with this side here. Let's get the cartoons out. So Hot Wheels, right? Mainline. I did some 3D printed wheels on this guy. You know, the Master Flower pattern. So I like it. You know, I used to watch Scooby-Doo a little bit when I was a kid, so. And the only thing missing on this one, it doesn't have the graphics wrapping around the back, but again, for a mainline, pretty cool. Alright. But later on, I decided to buy a better one, which is by Johnny Lightning. And this literally, I mean, looks like the old school cartoon. It's all rounded and stuff. But it's much larger because they were using standard size wheels, 164-ish wheels, and then they built the model around the size of these wheels. So that's why it's so much bigger than the Hot Wheels one. But it's got a lot more details, I think, that are more accurate to the classic cartoon. 2001. Alright. So we got this Ford Econoline van, or I think it's called a club wagon, but let's face it, it's a van, not a wagon. And this one is by M2 Machines, if I recall. Yeah, M2. 1965 Ford. Alright, so it has appropriate sized tires, I think, for the age. I like that they have separate chromed bumpers. They're not part of the casting, so you know you can see some air gap there. And then I repainted the interior. I think it was just a black interior, so I added, you know, a bunch of tan so you can actually see more of it. And then, yeah, that's the beauty of a screwed together base. So it's just one screw and a tab back here. So pretty cool. I like it. And then, excuse me, I'm always pulling out B.A. Baracus' van because he pities the fool driving a sedan. So this is by Greenlight. It's the regular non-dirty version, and it's really great. I mean, It's got the side pipes like the A-Team van, the little wing up top. The paint job is pretty well done. You know, the only really bad thing, I guess, might be the white headlights instead of clear plastic, but for the price, I guess you really can't ask for that because it has all these extra parts instead, you know. And the wheels are nicely done. The tires have nice printing on them. I think it's a really great model. It even has an interior a little bit there. So, yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually. I watched the A-Team a lot when I was younger. Alright, so a little bit goofy looking at these Churro Q type vehicles. This one is actually made by Tiny, which is a brand that does do realistic looking vehicles. But they have this line called Tiny Q. And they're these wind-up spring motor type of vehicles. But they don't have any ability to hold a coin, although maybe you could just put some weight back in the trunk here, and then it'll do a wheelie. One thing that makes them different from Churro Q's is you can actually set a steering lock, so then you can actually have the thing go in circles. But amazingly, it has a metal base, which seems unnecessary, and then it has separate plastic windows. It's not part of the body. And then it has plastic headlights, like a regular premium diecast. License plate, a lot of details going on. There's molded in mirrors, the transparent lights, extra printing here and there. So it's actually well executed. It's on par with actual premium diecast. It just happens to look like a clown car. So I like them. Anyways. So here's a normal high ace, but this one is not 164. It's by Majorette. And I like Majorette because they actually do say the scale. This one is 169 scale, so it's a little bit small, meaning this is actually a really big van in real life because it's bigger than all these other 164s. I did my own 3D printed wheels here. This crazy like city. It's inspired by tall buildings in the city, and so some of these blocks raise up higher and some go down lower, and it looks, you know, like a congested map, you know, a grid. Alright, but anyways, Majorette has a nice blue here, nice blue metallic. You know, maybe this light's not so good. I'm going to put the camera down here. And I think I repainted the interior. I can't even tell. No, maybe I didn't. It looks like it's still the same black. But it has all the good printing that one would expect. It has painted taillights, but for the price, I guess it's okay. I am glad that it has clear headlights, though. Excuse me, something in my throat. Okay, let's go in some Town Ace action here. This is by TLV. Unfortunately, look at the paint rash on this guy. It's quite miserable. It's pretty much everywhere. Yeah, so TLV, they just really don't have a good understanding of how to paint something without it getting paint rash. You know, I think Hot Wheels does a better job than TLV when it comes to paint quality. This thing is pretty old. Well, it's not that old. It's 2014 copyright. So maybe this is from back then. Alright. But it's funky. It's a really funky looking van, you know. I had a Transformers toy like this. It was red, and it didn't even transport into a humanoid. It was a pretty weak Transformer, but it was one of these Town Aces, I think, so that's why I have a soft spot for those. Here's a more modern TLV, more recent release, and it has the rectangular headlamps now, but this copyright is the same from 2014, just a more recent colorway. So I do like the funky retro graphics here. It looks like an equalizer on a stereo. Yeah, nice silver paint, the nice clear headlights and taillights. Little moonroof here, I guess, that slides back. And then it's got a nice tan interior with a different colored dashboard, so I like that. Alright, getting into a larger class would be the High Ace. This is one of the older High Aces, and look at this paint job. You know, it's white and gold, and got this crazy striping that you would see like on an RV camper. Let's see how old this guy is. 2020, so actually this is a pretty new casting. So that means I should be more critical. And the main part for me is like, why does the grill not have any black paint in between those strakes? So that seems like an oversight. But the headlamps look good. The interior is quite nice. It's, you know, really highlighted by all these giant windows, so you can actually see everything, right? It's a tan, and the dashboard again is a different color, and it's a nice pearlescent white. Okay, the printing details there. Yeah, so this is cool. Alright, and the last one would be by Hobby Japan. This is a Toyota Alphard, or Alphardado. I think it's from 2019. The real car, or real van. And then, unfortunately, they don't actually tell you that, what it is on the bottom. But it is screwed together, so that's what made the wheel swap easy. These wheels are by Word C. And since I had it open, I went and painted the interior tan because it's just plain black usually, which really is unacceptable for a model costing this much money, I think. You know, I think Hobby Japan needs to have some color in their interiors, but every one I have just has plain black. Alright, but anyways, it has a nice pearlescent white and rigid mirrors, but they have real reflectors in them. And then the extra license plate printing is nice. You know, it has the clear headlights and taillights. Yeah, it's cool. Alright. So let me back out here. So I didn't even think I had that many vans, so I was going to pass on this this challenge, but it turns out I do have like 10 or 11 of them, so I figured I'd throw it up there. So I don't know, which of these would you live in down by the river? I guess, I mean, this is a luxury van, but not much room. I think I'd probably maybe live in the old classic Hiace. It seems to have a lot of room. Although if you're going to be abducting people, you know, if you want to have a career in criminality, you might want to get the big GMC here. So, tough call. Alright. Well, guys, I appreciate the challenge again. It's always fun to relive, you know, looking at your collections, you know, what you've picked up over time, and re-appreciate them. And it's always good to see everyone else's collections, of course. So, thanks, XLT Off-Road Bear. We'll see you in the next challenge. Bye.